ready, Joey? You ready for the new surprise?
I wonder if Roachy knows how much she looks like a slouch. A weirdly misshapen troll who's now one with his couch. Like a gooner freak he is, he loves a stick in his mouth. Sorry, but I must ask, is that a belly or marsupial pouch? Crippled brain, crippled crotch, crippled dumb little twits.
That's so funny. They redid the fucking clown cripple.
Crippled clown clips.
Huh?
Crippled sense of humor. Idiots with no wit. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Look at all these losers.
You want to run it? Oh, fucking, he left. Great. Fucking awesome. He's here 1 second and gone the next. Hi. How's everyone doing this evening? I see my boy Bo is in the house. What did Joey fucking do? That is the interesting question. Hello, Tool. Calverston, good evening. Sam, how is it doing? Scoresman is here. Yes, Ronnie, we know you're here, Ronnie. We see you, Ronnie. Welcome, Ronnie. How do you do, Ronnie? How was everyone's weekend? I know I had a lovely one. Enjoyed a nice steak dinner.
I don't know what happened, Lou. In the middle of you doing the intro, I went up to put it up on Twitter that we were live, and then I went to click off the X to get rid of Twitter, but my fucking hand slid on the Eevee mug because I fucking clicked out of Eevee mugs.
Well, right? There you go.
I didn't get to hear the whole song.
Oh, that can be rectified.
I started loving it though, I tell you that.
I wonder if Roachy knows how much she looks like a slouch. A weirdly misshapen troll who's now one with his couch. Like a gooner freak he is, he loves a stick in his mouth. Sorry, but I must ask, is that a belly or marsupial pouch? Crippled brain, crippled crotch, crippled dumb little twits. Catalano's crippled clown clips.
Oh, clown clips.
Crippled sense of humor. Idiots with no wit. Catalano's crippled clown clips.
Crippled clown.
Look at all these losers.
I'll fucking stand you. Oh my god. Oh, this is great. Eevee Mux is tripping for some.
For some reason, it is a little trippy, but we've got a $1.99 super chat from Pool Scam Sam. Hey, Lou and Joey, how you doing this evening, Fire Marshal?
Good evening, Captain Pool Scam Sam. Thank you, sir. Carry on, mate.
And Bo, I had a wonderful birthday.
That's good. I was going to ask you how your birthday went this weekend.
It went great, man. Like I said, it was fun Friday. Saturday, me and the missus went out to a nice little steakhouse.
Nice. Do you mind if I ask where you went?
That place on Del Mabry.
Oh, okay. That's a nice little place.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it was fun.
Oh, and Mrs. C said the birthday card's in the mail with $1,000 bill in it on his way.
Thank you very much. I know it's a fake one, but sure.
But hey, it's a thought that counts.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Well, man. Mike, some things are better left private, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I tell you what, I
will say this. Thanks to Mike, to all the donators on the birthday. Thank you very much, Mike. You made me very happy. I purchased a PS5 game. Well,
Nice.
technically two. One was an addition to one of my games, and I ended up buying the new baseball game.
Nice.
So
He's wonderful,
it
man.
was, it was fun. Now it's back to reality, back to work today, and all that fun shit.
My only regret, more than anything in the world, of not being able to accompany Thursday night to see everybody, of course. But my only regret of sorrow is I would have got to spend the evening again with Mike and hang
Oh,
out with him, and that was probably my biggest sadness that I had because I didn't, because he's just so awesome.
look
Mike,
at Ronnie Munn showing his
Skipper
love.
Lou, from me and my family, God bless you and thank you, buddy.
Is this
That was
the
very
real
nice.
DG? Oh, it
Um,
is the real DG. Okay, so
hey, my boy's here. What's up, buddy?
so
DG in the house.
DG, I got the an expansion pack to the Crew Motorfest, and I also got MLB The Show 25.
Nice. You did well.
Yeah, thank you, Pool Scamp, for another $1.99. I do look good for 61 years
I
old.
love and carry on there, old Chippewa. So the one thing I'm starting to really like is with you handling the intros and stuff, through our friend, and you guys coming up with things, and you and him communicating, and me not seeing it till, because I don't want you to send it to me until after the fact. It
It was
makes it.
supposed to debut yesterday, but your
I
ass
know,
decided
man.
to say, fuck it.
But it was I figured it was warranted, because being yesterday was was a weekend of your
Dude,
birthday. you know Friday was your birthday, and you wanted to celebrate the whole weekend, so I figured let you just have the whole weekend. You know.
bro, we could have went yesterday. I was game. Next Sunday's fucking Easter. We could have just took Easter off.
But Easter, unless I mean, it's
No,
not really
we have to be we have to be one with the Lord.
that. She hit an egg
Oh,
with a tooth in
gifting
it.
that one
We have an
gift
Easter
is
egg hunt
so
over
out of
here. We got
order.
an egg with a tooth in it, Lou. That's what we're doing over here next Sunday.
I'm going out to brunch with the family.
Nice, Bo Beardington. Bo Beard gifted one cat. Thank you, Bo, so much. That's good. I mean, I know that you're. I used
Yeah,
to be big on
thank you,
every
DG.
holiday, but
59 don't look, they never look so sweet.
that's right. Lou, take 10 years off of it. You're 49, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, damn, you're the
Hey,
same age
look,
as
Bo
me.
gifted another one. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Bo.
Bo.
Do you realize you and Kevin are the same age?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, he's 75, I'm assuming.
Sure.
That's him. That's him. Yeah. So yeah. So there you go. Same age, identical. That's awesome. Except you're older because you're in the, you're but he's at the end. You know what I'm saying? So you're in the beginning. You're in the middle. So yeah. So that's wonderful. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You guys wait, because I'm going to be laughing at you guys when I'm 69 and you are 59, and I see us, 60, 10 more years for me. Man, I'm really gonna. Let's hope I hold it well another 10 years. Because here I'm having a makeover next Monday. I'm going to be going to get my normal hair done. I'm
Are
taking
you
my
gonna
wife.
dye it? Are you dyeing it?
I'm
Are
getting
you
it
gonna dye
freshly
it?
dyed jet black like I used to be when I was a young man. Yes.
Bro, you gotta embrace the
I've
gray.
embraced this my whole life. I've had gray hair since I was 16 years old.
Like, why
I had
go
a white streak
back?
since I was 16 years old. They used to call me a skunk because in the top of my head I had a little fucking patch right here of gray hair since I was 16.
Oh, so you had that rogue look.
Yes, I've always had that look. And here's the funny thing: I had the gray hair as a teenager, but I couldn't fucking grow a mustache or a beard or hair anywhere until I was over fucking almost 30.
That happens. It's weird.
Is that weird or what?
Yeah.
I probably just now, the last 5 or 6 years, I can grow a beard, and I've never ever tried to grow. I mean,
Yeah,
a
look,
full
look,
beard.
look what Mike told you. Don't
What?
dye it. That's gay.
Well, then hey,
Look, even Ronnie Munn is saying don't die.
we have to explore new boundaries, I guess, at my age.
No, you
So
don't.
I want to feel good. I want to just look in the mirror and see a
God, bro.
25-year-old Joey C. You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
25. Get over
I
it.
need
You're no
I need it for
longer
my
that.
self-esteem. I need it for my self-esteem.
Oh, Jesus fucking dude. Whatever. So schools can't look. Mason's celebrating 9 months
But I'm
also.
also taking my wife to get a pedicure and a manicure.
Oh, look at you. How nice.
Yes, I'm getting her the whole workup, everything.
Pools can't please keep Miss C. Please quiet Miss C. She needed to be silent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what's going on other than the weekend? Any action going on? Anything new? The Mets, I think, have been starting to winning. I know you've been happy about that. Seems like
Yeah.
they're getting on a
No,
roll here.
Ronnie Munn is over there celebrating the fact that we're in first place and he's not.
Yeah. Well, the Phillies. I mean, are the Phillies going to be contenders all the way through this year? Will they be
Uh,
contenders?
Will the Mets be contenders all the way through? The
Oh, I
season
mean,
just started. It's one of those. Who knows?
I,
All it
I
takes
take it
is
back to this.
one bad injury.
1969, the Cubs were in the lead all the way to the fucking last couple weeks, and the amazing Mets came in and fucking took the fucking division, and I believe they went all the way in '69, didn't they?
Yeah, won the World Series.
They won the World Series. So you're right. It don't mean shit in April. It don't mean shit in May. It don't mean shit in June. It means a lot of shit in August and September. That's when it means
That's
when
it.
they get hot, and that's why teams like the Cardinals, the Yankees, teams that have been around in the game for a long time. Like Cardinals have been here for a lot of years, and Cardinals play very good as far as playoffs. If they're in the playoffs, they're one of the best playoff teams in all of baseball. The Cardinals, because they just have that tradition. Same as the Yankees, which I hate the Yankees, but that's when it becomes apparent when they turn on that fire to show the experience of the organization. And they do it. And the Mets did that. And the Mets, that wasn't that their inaugural year. When was the Mets inaugural year?
I think it was 69. I'm not
I
sure.
believe that was their inaugural year becoming the New York Mets. I believe they call them the Amazing Mets. I
Oh,
never.
Jesus Christ, pool scam. Keep dreaming, buddy.
But Pool Scam Sam is loving us today. Pool Scam Sam says, "When Lou is deported, I will call it. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll have you on, buddy. No problem." We're actually working on Lou's deportation right now, Matter. Speaking of that,
I don't know where I'm going.
he doesn't know where he's going because he's mixed between the German guy and we
Let's have lowest runs scored on them.
oh, he doesn't know
Great.
yet. So that's
And
funny.
that's another thing. The Mets haven't lost 2 games back to back yet.
That's good. But that's actually pretty good.
You know, the year that we made our playoff run with Buck,
Okay.
we
Lou,
never
did you-
lost a series.
That's good. But see, that's what winning is about. Winning. People say, "Oh, team's on fire," and I was always told you take it one series at a time. It doesn't matter if you lose the first game in the series. It matters what the results are after every series you play. Did you
Yeah.
did you win the series? That's what counts. You can lose the first game if it's the best out of 3. If it's the best out of 4, you lose it. Did you win the series? That's what matters. Did you see the article about the something happened in, I believe, in the Dominican?
Yeah, bro, the nightclub.
The nightclub and a couple big time major league players were killed in there.
Yeah.
One of them was from the
had
Mets.
Least runs scored on them. Great pitching is what I meant. Stupid typos. I figured that's where you were going with it, Bo.
Now, I don't follow today's baseball as like I would if I was when I did. when I
I'm
worked
not
there.
Cuban, pool scam Sam, so won't be going there neither.
Hey, you sure? Because you look like Ricky Ricardo to me. You just look like a fat version of Ricky Ricardo. He was Cuban.
I lost it.
No, but I like the German. I think you fit very well in Germany. Is the German guy?
So Slapjaw Timothy Smallwood, the $1.99. Joseph, do you know snuff films? I heard a rumor.
No, I do not. What enlighten me? What is snuff? I never heard of that. Snuff films. Is that legitimate, or is that just him baiting me here for something he's got cooking up here?
Who knows? But then we've got Mike, shitty internet provider, saying, "I'll marry you, Lou. I'll make you a legal citizen."
You look at Mike's willing to marry you to make you a citizen. You talk about a guy that is just covers every base to be the best person he possibly can in life. It's just unbelievable. What a way to go for the team,
Oh,
man.
Jesus Christ. With my nose, I'll be making door hinges. Oh, damn. Lou will be deported to Coral Gables. God, no. I do not want to go back to Miami. Ugh.
Oh, no, Miami. I tell you what, I briefly lived in
How
Hollywood,
am I
Florida.
Jamaican, Bo?
Bo said Mike is a great egg. He's beyond.
Yes,
Mike is Saint Michael is what I'm going to start calling him. Saint Michael. because he is a saint. He's a great person, man. He is, and I
Mike
tell
is
you
an
what,
awesome individual.
as a friend, I was saying that the other day, as a friend, forget about at the shows
Well,
this dude.
goddamn, Timothy, thank you for the $1.99. I
Thank
mean,
you, Timothy, for the $1.99. Thank you. Um, so do you know anything about that? Mike probably got a lot of information uh, about the Dabble House thing. I really didn't. Like I said, I wanted to go. Unfortunately, I
I
had my
know, Bo.
grandson
I
who
know.
turned out. My grandson wasn't feeling well, so he the whole now all the kids are sick. She had to take them all to the doctor today, so they all got ear infections, and it's just horrible. Now all three of them are down, so that's a horrible thing. So it's bad enough when you got one. Now you got to take care of three that are sick.
But
That's
that's how it
hard.
usually goes. One gets sick, all of them
Yes,
get sick.
yes,
I
yes. So
mean, my cousin's kid running a was running a decent sized fever this weekend.
yep. Do you think that the shots they give today versus the shots we got as kids are not as good? The vaccinations that they give today are not as good as they were when we were children.
You would
Because it
think
seems
they'd
like
be better.
you would think they'd be better, but for some reason it seems like kids are getting more sick today. Like when we got vaccinated, you weren't really, unless you had unless you had problems, and you were just adapted to get sick. When your vaccinations, you were pretty good. Today it seems like kids get these vaccinations and it's just they still get sick. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this society, man. It's fucked up,
So,
man.
I mean, Vito wants to know my profession. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah. So that just it's just I don't
Good
know.
evening, Stephen Bull.
Hello, Stephen Bull. How are you, sir? What else has been going on? So, like I said, I started to talk about the Dabble House. Like I said, I really wanted to go, and of course I wanted to see all the people that I'm close with. But most of all, I mean, my biggest disappointment not going is the ability to hang out with Mike again. But I'm gonna get there. It's gonna happen, in the near future. It doesn't have to be an event. I just go down there and just hang out and go to dinner or something. The guy's just he's one of them guys that when you get ready to pass away in your old age, you could count him on your on your hand and say he was one of my true life friends. You know what I'm saying? You really could say that about the guy. So, and
Yeah.
they don't make people like that no more in this world. They don't. It's very hard to find that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just too many people are trying to cut your throat, backstab you, trying to in any competition for high positions in companies. Everybody's on a hustle trying to grind and take
Oh,
over.
Jesus.
It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I understand the game, and I keep telling people, uh, the game's the same. It's just the people that change. People don't realize some of the games you see today. When me and you were young in our 20s, we see the game. We're like, man, I done that, did that, rolled that. The game don't change people and anything in the hustle. It's the people change, and the people are more dumber today in the hustle. And that's the problem because kids are not built growing up like we were. You grew up differently. It's today most kids are spoon fed. They sit home and play video games, and we didn't have that shit. We didn't have
No.
cell phones. We didn't have none of that shit. You didn't get to call home and say I'm gonna be late for dinner. You didn't pick up your cell phone. If you weren't home at 5 o'clock for dinner, guess what happened? You went to bed hungry. You didn't get no dinner. Everybody sat at the table. You don't have that no more in America. No families sit together and have it at the same time anymore like it did in the 70s and 80s. You don't have that no more. You don't have the family, and it was important because you could sit down and find out what's going on for the day and keep on the 411. I mean, today a marriage today I call it the
Cheap.
yuppie marriage. This is what they do. They pass each other in the hallway on the way to work, and this is how they have sex. Go fuck yourself. That's what they say to each other, passing each other. They're in the hallway going to work.
How's
You know
that
what I'm
having
saying?
sex with each other?
Oh no, I'm not talking that. I'm just saying that's how it is in households. We talk to kids. One kid will be eating in his bedroom. One kid, the mothers that here, the father, nothing's together no more, man. It's not. It's sad, and that's what America needs brought back. That one thing needs to be brought back. Ray Davido. So, Mike, did you attend? I'm curious because I didn't catch up with you. Was the Dabble House all through the weekend? How was it like? Were people staying at Carl's home, that his rental property of the Airbnb that he has listed? I wonder how that works. If you got a property that you bought and you make it an Airbnb, I assume you have to get permission from the real estate, don't you, when you want to shut it down when you
Ooh,
want to come?
look, my cousin's Airbnb with the
Lou's cousin here. Oh, I'm
$99.
assuming. Yeah. I mean, is that how that works, Lou? If you have an Airbnb and even though you own it because you have it listed, someone doing it, and you want to come down and spend it, you have to let them know in advance, don't, in case they don't have no bookings, right?
Look, dude. Again, let's dignify the idiot with the fucking idiot response.
Well, go,
If
I
that
wasn't
was
even
the
talking about that.
case, if that was the case, I'm costing Airbnb money.
Well, I wasn't even going there. I'm just saying that's what Carl
Right.
does. He purchased a house, and he was smarter than John. He's got a decent house, and because I've seen it on the Airbnb, because back a few months back I was going to go down there for Vince the lawyer because he wanted to throw a lavish party there, but Vince had an idea. He wanted me to get a bus and find every homeless black guy in the neighborhood, taking the bus down there to party in Carl's house while we live stream from there. That's what his idea was, of trolling Carl and making him upset. But so what else? What else went on this weekend? So yeah, like I said, it was a pretty quiet weekend. I just made the decision yesterday. I said, you know what? I'll give my man I got your text in it, and if I respond to it, he's going to talk me into streaming. So I said, let me just leave it where it's at, because I knew if I responded back, you were going to be the phone be ringing. Come on, man, let's just
Bro,
go.
I even tried to get Spider to call you.
He didn't call me. Yeah, I just, you know what? It's all good,
Oh,
man.
Mike
I mean,
didn't go to Dabble House.
you didn't go there. Okay, all right. See, I'm just curious how the whole setup was. I don't know. They did a lot of streaming. I know that. I'll catch up on Nerds. I will go back and catch up on Nerds and check everything out. Uh, and Stutter and John, I don't know if there's any. Is he back streaming now? Is he streaming? Is John streaming actually now regularly again, or is
I don't
that
know.
just him? Uh, and then there's just mixed information about that Shuley stayed in the car in the parking lot while John was in there. According to TSN, that they were asked to stay out till John left, and then John's bragging about how he slid out the back door and nobody knew, and you know, I don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, of course, I'm going to believe my friend Shuley. Uh, if that's the way it went, that's the way it went. As far as he's got no reason to lie to people. So, but John, I, you see the nerve though, knowing that they were going to go there and have a gathering. He just had to go there to show himself. I mean, yeah, it's his hangout. It used to
Oh,
be. I heard he didn't even hang out there anymore. You know,
guess who's back?
who's back?
Again.
Who's back again? Cholino.
Tubby's back. Oh, besides Cholino, Tubby.
Tubby's been DMing me.
Oh, Jesus, Tubby.
I like
Yes,
Tubby, man. I've always liked
My birthday
Tubby.
was Friday, Tubby. Thank you. What special gift do you have for me, Tubby?
I've always
And
liked
Bo
Tubby.
says Dabble House was a flop.
What does he say?
And he also says no, Stuttering John is not streaming.
He's not streaming. Okay, all right. Like I said, I really can you want to know something? You want to know something, Lou? Do you realize I didn't until late? First thing I do when I get up is I come into my computer and I turn to my computer and I check shit, right? You know, and I look at. I didn't turn my computer on at all during the day yesterday at all. I
That's
just
good
didn't.
for you, bro.
I didn't. And today I didn't have it on until 10 minutes before the show. I'm just really I'm evolving to where, like I said, it's if I took the summer off, it wouldn't bother me. I think it would be the best thing in the world for me for a lot of things.
Okay, Joseph. Do you
I'm
really
just
think you
saying.
can go? Do you personally think you can go that long?
I think I can. I really do. I got a lot of things that I want to accomplish.
Joey, within a week, you'll fucking be back
I don't
streaming
know
because
about
you'll
that,
be
Lou.
fucking
Lou,
bored.
let me tell you something. I'll tell you something. A fact. 6 nights in a row. 6 nights in a row. Anytime after 11 midnight, I programmed a show to start for like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And right before, say 30 minutes before, I decided I couldn't want to do it. I just go, I don't want to stream. I don't. And then I sat here and talked to my wife. I go, you know, it's funny. I'm monetized, and I used to be like, let's stream, and I don't even care. I don't. I just don't. I'm in a different place right now. Is where I'm coming back into my own of how, you know, I just want to be me and hang out with my family and do things and go places, and or just sit home and don't and watch some movies and just throw on a whole day of Chicago PD or watch a bunch of movies that I like. I'm done with the internet. I'm just done for now. I feel like I feel like I need to refuel and refresh because I'm just content now. You understand? I am.
We got some breaking news.
What's that?
Jake said he was going to go to Dabble House, and his sister said, "Nah, you got Dabble House at home." So Jake is booking people now.
Speaking of Jake, he's Jake is Jake. I did check my emails, and I Jake he oversends you so much stuff. To me, I get 10, 15 emails a day. Whether asking to stream or sending me a song or listen to this, and he does. And Jake makes some pretty good music, and it got so overwhelming. I just put him on the back burner, so I didn't see him no more. So I happened to go clean my spam out yesterday, and about 25 fucking Jake Hutchins were in my spam. So I didn't know he was. I thought he had stopped, but it's what I did rerouted him to spam.
You just moved him to spam.
And I opened it up, and I went, "Oh my god, look at all those Jake Hutchins!" And I go, "Oh my god, I love Jake to death. Don't get me wrong; he's a great person. It's
Sure.
just Jake just don't. He
Jake is
doesn't let
Jake.
go. He just doesn't let go. I just
There was this thing going around. I forgot who said it. I really don't care.
yeah.
That, why didn't any of the Dabbleverse come and wish me a happy birthday on Friday?
I didn't
And
ask anybody,
let's be honest, I don't fuck with the Dabbleverse.
and you don't know none of them except the people you met when you've been on the show with me that said hello to you. You've never interacted with none of them.
I don't give a flying fuck about them.
And the truth of the matter is, I asked 2 people to come on, Spider and Clearwater Chad. I didn't ask nobody. Usually, I'll send out links to everybody that I want on there, and I'll get a good turnout. I didn't do that. I knew Lou wouldn't want that. I knew he didn't care. He doesn't care for most of those people, so it would be kind of a waste. And they don't know Lou that well, so it would be kind of like phony them acting like, "Let me go over and hang out with my boy Lou," because they don't interact. So it just didn't work that way, And I figured Lou would appreciate that. He wanted to
It
have something
worked out
simple.
just fine.
Exactly.
Spider, unfortunately had internet issues.
Yeah. I'm
But
proud
it
of
is
him
what it is.
that he decided to
Look,
take a
Rock
break.
Talk Live. Jake belongs in spam. A great
That's
person.
that's where he was, buddy. I mean, I swear to God,
Let's not go that far.
I open up, I go, wow, man, I heard Jake for a few days, and I go, man, I go, damn it, I got it. Where I don't want to see 30 fucking emails a day. 1, 2 is efficient. And it overwhelmed me. So I'm like, and all of a sudden I go, I had a lot of spam. I go, and here I open first page, at least 25 fucking Jake showed up on the first page. I didn't even look at the rest of the fucking. I just poop, and it's nothing personal. I think Jake's a wonderful person. Here's our boy Clearwater Chad. Clearwater Chad though.
No, Clearwater, it's not.
Dabverse is well. I mean, listen. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and he is a true fan of the Dabverse because I've never seen somebody that really is a fan of Rocco. If Rocco could say anything,
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
I mean this in a good way, Chad. Don't take this personal. You are the number one in Bad Dabber's eyes, the best person that blows him daily. He loves that. You are the man that should be his press secretary. You should be his confidant because you love the guy so much, and he eats up and fires on his cylinders because of that. He made it. Fuck OJ. He should get rid of fucking OJ. You should be in the slot. I would fucking recommend Clearwater Chad to be fucking Rocco's personal ball watcher all day long.
Jake's at it again, Joey.
And I mean that. I mean that as a friend, and not in any bad way. Clearwater Chad is a true fan, and really, really loves those guys, and he'd be perfect for the job.
Clearwater.
Fucking OJ, that dead weight. Fuck
I
him.
will never be sucked in. There's nothing fascinating about these fucking idiots in the Dabbleverse.
I mean, we're good friends, Clearwater Chad, and I was going to do a show with him once a week. We were going to do safety show, and Rocco just got him to move it right over to him. So I guess I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Which I blessed them all.
You had the best one-liner on that show Saturday.
I did. Which one was that?
On fucking Rocco.
Which liner?
What you told Jim from HR, you could suck the tip of my dick and get the cum out.
Yeah, Jim. You know Jim. Jim. Well, I don't know about that. I don't own it. I'm Jim from PR. And then Rocco goes, "That's Puerto Rican Jim." Yeah, he sounded like Puerto Rican Jim. All right.
He don't even sound like a Puerto Rican. That's the sad part.
Listen, Rocco staged that whole fucking thing. I don't know who we got from the Dabverse to fucking play this Jim guy. Well, obviously Rocco is tied in with the channel.
No, dude.
Huh?
When they sign in the email, it says Jim from
Oh, okay.
PR.
Well, I'm saying that's the name they're using. But I mean, they really are going really for the biggest troll
Oh,
ever. Aren't
look.
they?
Clearwater's telling you he's still gonna do the safety video.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know. I just heard that you made the announcement and the short. I watch his stuff all the time. I make it out because he's my friend to go and watch everything he does to support him and hit a like on him because he supports us. So he's a friend, and that's what you do for friends. So I'll sit there at night and let me go see my boy Clearwater Chad today and see what he's got. And he had this video up announcing that he's going over to be Dabbler with the safety. And Rocco, I guess I can't be mad because he was supposed to play.
Of course, Mason would have talked to Jim from HR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A phone, very professional. Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's very professional. You guys run with that. I hope it makes you guys happy. Your fantasy land that you guys are about is all good with me. I don't give a shit because none of you mean a squat to me anyhow. I don't give a fuck. So we know that you guys are nothing but trolls. We know there's no fucking corporation. It's getting to be actually where it's so laughable because they're so pathetically desperate. And Mason, you show your true colors, how desperate you are, and it makes me laugh. I sit back and laugh. I laugh now that you are playing the end game with them, and the end game is to troll Joey C and get him nuts. But guess what? Reverse psychology says I don't care a fuck, and I ain't gonna pay attention to nothing over there. You understand? Fuck them. I don't even fucking. They're not even part of my fucking daily thought process anymore. You understand that? So, and that includes you. And anybody else that's in that fucking chat room, I give a flying fuck because I'm in a good place in my life, and it don't matter. I don't even, for the first time, I don't even know what they did if they did anything on me at Pineapple Country Land over there like they normally do. I don't give a shit. I don't pay attention to I'm not acknowledging them on Twitter. I don't give a fuck anymore. I fulfilled what I have done so far, and my appetite is full with streaming, and I'm ready to go back to my life and put everything else first. And I'm not saying I want to leave permanently, but I tell you what, it sounds really good for me to take school's out, time to take summer vacation. You understand? I'll see you in September. That's where we're looking at starting fucking June 1st. So,
I'll believe it when I see
well, it's going to happen. So it's going to happen. I'm taking the summer off, and I'm going to be spending it with family. I'm going to be traveling, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go visit Chicago. I'm going to go down to Lake Michigan. I'm going to go down to the pier. I'm going to go back to my old neighborhood. I'm going to re-explore my roots. I'm going to go back and reinvent myself, and I got to go back to where it all started. I'm going to go hang out with my brother. I'm going to walk the streets I walked when I was a little kid, and I'm going to go down memory lane, and I'm going to have a good time. And I'm going to find out all the mistakes I made along the line and where could have I fixed it without me having to go to a psychiatrist and paying $100,000 for him to tell me you had mommy problems. I already know that. I already know what the issue is, but I want to know where I went bad. Why at the Y did I go left or right? Well, should I went left at the Y or should I went right at the Y? That's what I'm going to be doing this summer to discover, to find out if I went to the left and I should have went to the right. It's not going to fix nothing. It's going to fix me to know if I would have went down this lane, this was probably how it would have been, which you can't change history. That's fine. I just want to do it to bring me back to me the way I should be, the way I've always was. So
I know where you went wrong.
Huh?
I know where you went wrong.
I'm what?
When you slingshotted that old lady in the face.
That's one of probably the biggest things. You're right. I did. It was one of the worst things that I could do as a child. It really was. And it wore on me and ate me up for a long time till I suppressed it. That's one of the. And here's the thing. That details me going to sit on my porch of the house I grew up in. You understand? And look 2 doors down, and me to go to the bottom of the stair as an adult now and go back like I'm a little fucking 9-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid, and actually bring a slingshot. I'm going to bring a slingshot, and I'm going to fucking sit there, and I'm going to pull that slingshot, and I'm going to visualize what I did, and I'm going to ask for forgiveness, and hopefully her spirit's going to be there to forgive me. And if I can fix things like that, and then I'm going to go do all the good things. I'm going to go to where all my jobs were on Southport Avenue that led me all the way to Wrigley Field. I'm going to walk the tracks when I used to go to work to Wrigley Field. I'm going to do everything. Okay, I'm going to get permission to the new owners to make sure that we can be on the porch and explain to him I grew up in this house. I'm going to do everything 100% right with permission all the way through, because I don't want to just pop on someone's porch and see a bunch of people hanging out there and wonder what the hell's going on, you know. So I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back. My neighborhood is the Upper Fight neighborhood, very, very wealthy neighborhood now. And I'm going to go back there. I'm going to go back on the corner of Southport, Melwood, which is you got where I grew up at, and you got one. There used to be, my house, grandma and grandpa's property, 1, 2, 3, and then you had the alley. Then you had the parking lot, which used to be the Dairy Queen, which is now a condo complex. They tore down the Dairy Queen and built condo. But I'm going to go to the corner and I'm going to visualize the Dairy Queen where I used to hang out at all the time. See, and then I'm going to visualize when on Saturdays when Mr. Mike used to come in from Indiana and recruit all the kids to go to Sunday school church over in Indiana, which was a bad church, you know. And they would paddle kids in the church, and he would buy everybody ice cream and bribe us, and then we picked up on Sunday by the school bus and go over to Indiana for church. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was a fucking problem. Because I wind up not liking that place, and I got in some trouble with that. So I've got to go back and explore, and then I'm going to go do all the good stuff, you know, all the things that were my favorite things to do, and anything that's in my neighborhood. Because there was a bar on every corner on Southport. Those are all gone, I hear now. There's no more. All the side street saloons are closed up now on the side streets. But I know where everything's at by memory, so I got a piece of memory for every place I'm going to stop. Is going to be some good memories and bad memories, and it kind of going to jug my rest of my memory for the new and improved stories that I'll be coming out with for the fall, for our fall channel, for round 3 of Catalano TV. And I'll reinvent myself to unplug all those hidden stories I have, and that's when it's going to get really good. So we're going to end up 2025 with a bang, because I'm going to unbury some deep stories, and some of it I have to be very careful that I can even speak of it, because I don't want to incriminate myself to get myself in trouble for some of the things. You understand? I have to make sure, and that retires of relying on a family member of ours who is a successful lawyer to tell me, can I do this and get away with this, tell this story, or will this come back to be repercussion? I'm going to be very thorough on what I say when it comes to this next part of my life that I'm going to be entering into the internet. You understand? Because I have to be. You know, there's going to be some deep stuff there.
So Bo wants to know, will you live stream walking through the old hood?
You know, my sister came up with an idea that it would be good to have someone filming with you while you go to all these places, which I think is a wonderful idea. But I think I want to be filmed properly with real quality equipment. So, and my brother thinks it's a good idea, but it's very possible it's going to be done. Yeah, that might be the goal, but I don't think it'll be live.
Coming
I think
soon to a network near you, ladies and gentlemen, the Joey C documentary.
Well, basically, that's what it's going to be. It's I'm going back to document my life now, and find all the things that I know. You know, I have my ideas. Some of the things as a kid that I had no choice to live. Some of the things that why I might have did this. I have my thinking process of why I made this bad choice, or why. But I'm going to go back to the moment, and I'm going to visualize the moment, which is going to put me back to a lot of different ages. And then there's going to be a lot of good things, you know, like going over to Wrigley Field, that walk to Wrigley Field. And I'm going to hopefully that the Cubs are not in town, so I have a clear path with nobody bothering me. You understand? And if I have to do that part at night when after the game, if there's games, or before the game, I'll do it. There's just a lot of things I got to do. So, and even I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. I used to walk and run a lot as a kid. I was pretty good at walking and running. I'll be going to even walk to the baseball field I played every day, to the Park District, which is a pretty good walk. And I think about it, I walked from Southport Melrose to Damon and almost Dabverse every time I had a game. I didn't catch a bus. I walked. That's a pretty good walk. You're talking to going from the 1300 block of my street to Damon is 20 block. It's a good 2-mile walk, and this is as a young kid. I would walk and walk and
No,
walk.
Mr. Chat Wrench. I will not be holding no camera. I have a job.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be probably with my relatives, my brother and sisters that live in Illinois. I know my sister was talking. It would be a great idea. My sister wanted to do, and she's never been about. Matter of fact, I did. There's somewhere in the channel where I had a private interview with me and my younger sister, and I asked her, "Is it okay if I put it up?" And she didn't care. And it wasn't a live thing, and it got quite a bit of views. But she was the one. I think I want to go down to the neighborhood for you, and I'm gonna go to every place that I know that you did, what all the things you did, and we could do it live, and I could go to these places and I could commentary on what I remember because my sister's 9 years younger than me, so and she's very successful. Her son, her daughter, very successful. Um, and my sister, she's probably the one out of all the brothers and sisters that did everything right. She's licensed real estate agent, all that stuff. So, and and she worked for the same company for 28 years, which they finally closed down after
Joe, you're
28
gonna
years.
ride a bike with a camera on it. There you go.
Well, there's probably some things that now I always see. I told you. I remember. I'm famous in my neighborhood for forever the best scheme ever in the history of a child selling bicycle insurance. Now I sold bicycle insurance to all the kids that I beat up. You understand? So, and
No,
that detail.
no.
I sold
No.
bicycle insurance to everybody in my neighborhood for $2 a week, and I had quite a bit of fucking client list until I got caught.
That was the fucking.
That's the very first scam that I legitimately pulled off as a kid because I had no way. I had to fend for myself, to feed myself, to make money, to
Oh, what the
help my
fuck?
mother with my baby sister for diapers and formula because we didn't have. My father didn't send us no money, so I had to do what I had to do, and I did ride a bike. I used to build bicycles with the forks. I used to go find junk bikes and cut the forks off. I take the hacksaw and cut all the forks off, and we make extensions. We'd fucking hammer them fucking forks in this way, that way, and we made fucking bikes that had fucking wheels. I mean, it was great. And we went junking for all the bikes that we found in the alley, and we would strip them. And we at my buddy's basement, we had these big cardboard containers with fenders, wheels, frames,
Shit.
handlebars, bells, grips, and we had all this in case people did an insurance claim. We had the parts. We didn't have to go to a junkyard. We had our own parts. I did it right. At least I gave them something for their $2.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, you gotta admit that's pretty ingenious for a kid that's in fucking 4th grade. Come on,
Bro, literally bicycle insurance.
I had over 60 customers paying me $2 a fucking week, and I split it with my partner. My
what
partner.
the fuck? Just for that story, you and your partner should both be thrown in jail.
Now, back then it was a slap on the wrist and you got in trouble and sat in the prison. Today it probably would be a crime. It probably would be a crime today.
Insurance fraud.
You probably would be arrestable crime for doing that in today's world.
Good
Back
evening,
then it was just like
Spider.
there's a bunch of other hoodlum kids fucking doing some damage. The parents go to school and they, what do you want for him? I want him to be punished. I want him to be expelled, or I want him to be take something. And that's what it was. I sat in the print. I told you in grammar school, I never got to sit in the lunchroom. My lunch was next to the principal in her office every day. That's where I had to go. I wasn't allowed in the lunchroom no more. I caused too much chaos in the lunchroom.
Oh, Jesus.
Just how it was. Listen. The very first time I told you when I got beat up by a bully, and he wanted to take my fucking lunch money. I was so fucking poor. I'm like, bitch, you ain't taking my lunch money. I'm eating. And he says, you're giving me your lunch money. I said, and he was a fat guy. He was like big like you, Lou. He was big fucking 9-year-old fat guy. And he fucking was taking all this. He was taking all the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grader. Now, remind us, at that school I went 2nd and 3rd grade. So he was a 4th grader. I was a 2nd grader. So how old was I? 8 years old, 7 years old in 2nd grade, right?
I know.
And he come to me. The rumor was he was going to take my lunch money today. It was me. He was coming in, and I told him in the schoolyard. He says at 10 o'clock when we had recess, he says, "I want your lunch money today. You give it to me. I'm beating your ass." I said, "You're going to have to beat my ass because I can give you my lunch money." And after school, I did the walk home with me turning and looking to see if he's coming. Sure, he pops out, and I beat the brakes off that motherfucker because If I didn't and went home beat up, my mother was gonna kick my ass anyhow. But this motherfucker, because I beat his ass and I made him look ridiculous in front of everybody, not only did I stop his racket of him fucking taking lunch money from all the little girls in the second, I was a hero. He takes a brick and busts my head open as I'm running home in glory to tell my mother I beat the bully's ass. He busts my head open, which turned into my mother beating his mother's ass to collect the money. You
First
understand?
Dog says you're a version of Mayhem from the Allstate insurance guy.
I'm saying today's society, I would be prosecuted and probably get jail time for that. You understand? Parents wouldn't have said, let's go talk to him and we want him expelled. They would have fucking went to the police. They wouldn't have went to the fucking principal like they did in my day.
God,
they would have went to the police and filed charges against me. That's the difference in today's society.
Why?
Why what?
Why?
Because I needed to get shit, Lou. I didn't have nobody to give me money and buy me shit. I had to get new Converse All-Stars when they come out, so I didn't look like the piece of shit wearing the fucking stupid clothes. I had to wear khaki pants. I had to be in style. You understand? I had to keep up with the trend.
I had to be in style. I had to go get some ugly-ass Converse and some khaki pants. So
Chuck Taylors were the shit when I grew up.
All the kids with bicycle insurance.
Crumb of the crop shoe in my day. You understand? I don't know what it is today, Lou, with all this all these fucking $5,000 pair of shoes that everybody wears. You know, I don't understand that. Converse Chuck Taylors, when a new color came out, you better bet your ass I had that color the day it came out. At $60 a pair at the time I was paying for them in my day. You know,
bro. So, I mean, you should have just sold some drugs.
I wasn't into drugs in that era, man. I didn't get into drugs.
You were just into fucking selling fake bicycle insurance.
Lou, I used to sell. You know how these fancy apartment buildings, they do landscaping really nice. You know, the ones that got really fancy, they keep up the landscaping really nice on a weekly basis, and they had the hedges all trimmed, and they used to put down these rocks, these really fancy rocks, and they were about this big, these rocks, right? And they had what looked like a glitter in them, and this little shiny like was a piece of glass over it, but it was just the way that the rock was made, and it was really, really beautiful rock. I used to put on all black, you know, because I watched a lot of TV, and I thought we were Mission Impossible, and I had a little crew, and we went out at a certain time on the weekend, and we even had toy walkie-talkies, and we would go, and in my head I would play the Mission Impossible music, and we go and we rob these fucking rocks, and everybody had orders how many rocks they had to get, and we meet back at an empty apartment in the high-rise building, the Pavilion. I got into an empty apartment because the people would get moved, either tossed out of there or move out. They never, and the security never went around to lock them. So what I would do is I would find the one that was open, and I would go to the hardware store and buy a tumbler with a key and change the lock myself. So I had access, and no one had access to the building, to that thing. Now it only was temporary because eventually, they're going to rent the place, and they're going to get maintenance, got to get in there. But you had a little leeway, and I would go there and meet. And that's where the rocks were like diamonds, and I would sell them to the girls and tell a story behind the dime, how it was, that it was a valuable piece of, from some queen and king and somewhere. I would come up and sell these rocks for 25, 50 cents and $1 in school to hustle. And they were just nothing but rocks that someone bought at a fucking Home Depot, which they didn't have Home Depot in my day, but you know what I'm getting at with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Spider's gonna send us some deep fried Twinkies and Oreos, Joey.
He is? Oh, did they sell that at his ballpark? Now he hasn't started yet, has he? The season had started. Their spring training is getting ready to start, isn't it?
He said April 25th is when the season starts.
Oh, April. So they're in spring training right now. The 2-week spring training. Independent league, they don't spring training at the same time as other affiliate teams. They do like 2 weeks before their season. They do it at their ballpark because it's usually already warm enough to do that. That's why they don't have spring training. Now, some of them will get invited to use the facilities for spring training, and they'll come down to Florida, but by then it's kind of too hot for them to come down here. So that's why they start later, the independents, so they can have their spring training in their ballpark. And then the fans get to come into the ballpark and see them. I don't think they remember when I only did one time with independent ball, and that was in 2015 with the Schaumburg Boomers. And I remember we had 2 weeks of spring training at the ballpark. Jamie is the manager, still there. He used to be a player of mine when I was in the minor leagues working for the Phillies. He was an upcoming player for the Phillies. And he was just a ham and egg that got signed professionally but didn't really make it anywhere but minor leagues for a few years. And then he went into independent baseball as a coach. And and now he's the manager. He runs that team for a law firm. Just the husband and wife own the Schaumburg Boomers. They purchased it because they're a very successful law team, and I forgot their names, but they actually own it, and they love. They hired him to be the general manager, and Jamie's pretty good. He's a good baseball guy, but I wouldn't have took that job if I didn't know him, because you got to know some independent ball is rough after you work affiliate baseball and work for parent clubs for a lot of years, and it's different. I tell you that. But I did see a lot of players that were released out of Major League and minor league baseball that were trying to make comebacks, and so I got to see a lot of old friends in independent baseball that year. It was fun. I took Spider with me. I took him to that with me down there. He worked with the Schaumburg Boomers. I brought him in. Yeah,
Look,
he
he's
did.
got 7 high school baseball games Saturday.
They got what?
He has 7 high school baseball
Oh, okay.
games Saturday.
Tournament? They got a tournament? That's the one thing I missed at AAA. We had a lot of college tournaments, and we had a lot of high school stuff. Working at Rosenblatt Stadium in 2008, which was the AAA team for the Orioles and also the original home of the College World Series. I did get to work a College World Series that year. That was interesting. You talk about a packed crowd. I mean, AAA never packed that ballpark like that. But when the College World Series came for the Rosenblatt Stadium, what a fucking crowd, man. And you got everybody there, that every college student there, and it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But you sit there and you go in, and they use the locker rooms. Usually the newer ballparks won't let them go into the home team locker room. They'll let them use the visiting and the auxiliary. They always have auxiliary locker rooms for backup. But they usually don't. The home club of a team that they're playing at the ball, like the AAA team, we would frown on them using our locker room. They could use the visiting club out because our stuff is in there, even though there are teams on the road, they have to go on the road for that. But we still all have our equipment, it's still their lockers. So we would have to pack up, and that's kind of asking a lot. So, but that year, that the team that was playing that came to the World Series, they knew the manager, Mike Jerschel, the manager for the Royals, and he allowed them. I had to pack up the whole fucking locker room, put everybody's fucking everything in the closet, and mark every fucking bag, which locker.
Sorry, Mr. Chad Wrench. I have not timed out no one.
And neither have I. So we have a policy over here now. We trust our mods, and we got good mods. And most of them don't like to even do that unless it's warranted. Listen, I told you, it's a whole new leaf. I don't even pay attention to half the chat. Lou's in charge of that, and I don't really even read the chat room that much anymore. So I found out that things that made me nuts. I made a list of things that drive me fucking insane, and that chat room was probably my biggest deplored downfall of me even looking at this fucking chat room. And I've had many people say, "Stop reading the chats. DGs tell me, don't look at the chat. We got this," because it would make me nuts. It would derail me. And now that I've finally programmed myself to listen to what a lot of good people gave me advice to. See, one thing people think, he doesn't listen to nobody. That's BS. I listened carefully to everybody that I know that was giving me good constructive criticism. And I might not have acted on it then, but I read everything. I read every. And one of my pet peeves is I'll delete a lot of comments if I don't like what's being said. And they call that a coward and a pussy way out. Well, that's fine. Then I'll be a pussy and a coward. Because if they're saying something bad about my wife or something that shouldn't be on there, I'm going to delete it. I don't give a fuck who likes it. That's my right, my channel and my right. I don't have to leave nothing because they say I got to. That's why I said fuck Twitter. The more I feed on Twitter, the more I learned a lot, and I've always said to myself, if I stop learning, it's time for me to go meet my creator and go into a box, because I've learned more in my life in my 50s than I've done my entire life, as far as to be just more educated on a lot of things. Because I take the time now to apply myself. Even though people say that I don't do nothing, I don't care, because I've learned a lot of things over the last 10 years that I like missing out the things I should have learned in high school because I didn't give a fuck. You understand? I enjoy history now when I couldn't stand it in high school. I enjoy science. There's a lot of things I enjoy that I didn't give a fuck about, and I thought it had no bearing to anything I was going to do. So I've learned a lot. There's a lot of good people that have given me a lot of good advice, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm a sponge now. I just want to absorb as much knowledge as I can, because the more I'm learning things, and the more I'm evolving into being the person I'm supposed to have become, when I get up in my age. Like I should have been already physically set financially if I wasn't reckless with my money. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't have been. I should have never got this sick if I would have took better care of myself. I didn't care. I was a loose cannon that was a ride and die kind of guy all the way. That spoke as much truth as I can. Who, when I needed to pull a scam, I did. There was no holds barred back. I never hurt
Oh
individuals. I
yeah,
never
we
hurt a
know you
friend. I
scammed,
never
all
hurt a
right.
family member. I was a guy that fucked the banks and fucked the insurance companies, fuck shit like that. That's was my forte, and I did it. I did whatever it took. I didn't care, but I know everything comes with a repercussion. I know that everything I've done in my past will eventually catch up to me. Everything. I'm gonna have to relive it at some point. It's gonna happen because it's done daily. When I get into the internet and I start telling all about I had to relive that. There's a lot of things I'm still gonna have to relive that I want to be forgotten. But to me to heal and for me to move on, I gotta go through this process. I know this. It always will catch up to you, and your past will catch up to you when you get old. You could suppress it and bury it and forget about it, but eventually it's going to be time to get called on the carpet to say it's
God damn,
time for you
Spider, $13 for
to
some
face
fucking
this.
sweets?
$13, Bud
Fuck
Sharp,
that.
and you can. Well, $13 for what? What is he charging?
Oh snap, Spider! I want some funnel fries with 2 scoops of ice cream. $13.
That's not bad.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I just got a Chicago beef
No,
from
Dabbler. If you're
Portillo's,
fucking
and it was
repeating the
$11
same
just for the
fucking
sandwich.
question over and over again, and it's obviously not being read or paid attention to, and Ahmad times you out for it, that's spamming. We don't tolerate spamming.
Now, spamming is something that you can't do, buddy. I'm sorry. I mean,
Like, if you're
everybody checks a spammer. So that's not on me, and I appreciate it. You giving us.
it's
This
just
is
that
1-800
simple.
Dabber, who's a good person from what I understand. I'm sorry that you're going through it, but nobody's going to take that spamming. They take it serious. So Lou and I,
Put in the
we're not.
same
I'm not
fucking
touching
question and
any
it's
button or
not
doing
being
anything.
looked at, get over yourself.
And I'll vouch for him. I don't know. I know that I've heard he's a pretty decent person. So I mean that, but I leave that.
Well, no, it's not bad, but still, I'm not paying $13 for no fucking sweets. Trust me, I know.
Well, that's a lot of
When I,
money. I mean,
when I
but
went
it's
to the
still not bad.
fucking when I went to the baseball game 2 years ago in Miami, oh, Jesus Christ, 2 fucking beers and 2 plates of food was fucking $60.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you remember when the last strike happened in Major League Baseball? You remember
We're
when?
heading for another one.
Right, probably. I see that happening. But do you
Yeah,
remember
because
the one that
some
caused
owners
the World
want.
Series? You remember when they finally had a strike that no World Series played?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a rough.
Now that was the worst strike out of all the strikes that I've been through as a worker, working in baseball. That killed Major League Baseball. They barely came back from that.
Yeah,
That's
the
when
long
minor league
ball.
teams stepped up to the plate, start building quality ballparks, and making it family night where you got 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs. You got something for $25, and everybody. And then they had acts in between innings at the minor league ballparks for the kids to enjoy. And minor league baseball shot through the roof. The stock went through the roof. I mean, through the roof. And these teams that you could buy for $100,000, AAA teams, AA teams, were now valued at 10 to 20 million a fucking piece. And now it's unbelievable with a AAA team. AAA teams cost as much as the Cubs would have cost in 1978. Now the Cubs just sold I don't know how many for billions to the new owner that owns them now. But back in '78, the Cubs would have went for 18, 19 million. AAA teams are going for that now. And baseball had a very, very, very hard way to recover from what that strike did. So, and now what does it cost for a beer at the Major League Baseball? $15 or $20 for one beer?
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
you
the
need
beer that I
$1,000 to
got.
take your family to a Major League game today if you want to do it right.
No, you don't, Joey. No, you don't.
500 at least for a family of 4 kids and a wife, and you need for 6 people. You better have $500 if you want to eat everybody, feed everybody, have decent tickets, have parking. You're going to spend 500 easily. That's
Parking was 20. I paid the parking. My stepfather ended up buying the ticket
how long ago was that, Lou?
2 years ago
Okay, all right.
down in Miami.
Now, with the Mets having higher contracts, do you think it's $20 for parking today?
I didn't go to New York. I went to Miami.
Okay, there's a difference. There's a big difference in the market. In New York, it's probably 6
I
feet
went to
apart.
see. I went to the Mets' second home in
Okay, all
Miami.
right. That's different, Lou. That's different. This is not a market down there, babe. They're not in the market like New York or Chicago or Boston, where it costs you money to go to those ballparks.
Yeah, but if you okay, I do plan 1 year to go to Citi Field in New York.
Oh, that's
I'll
good. That's
take
a good goal.
I'll take the subway. Won't have to worry about
That's
parking.
right. That's right.
And depending where me and the missus sit,
Yeah.
it's going to be wherever we sit. It's just going to be one of those scenarios. But in Miami, I was just looking at prices yesterday. I was telling my son, I'm coming in
Yeah.
September, and we're
That's
going to
good.
the game.
That's
I
good.
looked at the dates. We'll end up probably doing the Sunday game because he works Saturday.
Okay. That's cool.
So I'll do the Sunday, and behind the dugout where the Mets on the Mets side, it's $40 a seat.
$40 a pop. No, that's not. I heard a Yankee box seat when they built the new stadium was going for like $2,000 a fucking ticket.
I could believe that.
Now that's to me that's fucking outrageous. I mean, obviously there's a lot of corporate people that'll pay that. I mean, let me say, when you're a billionaire, $2,000 is like $40 for me and you. How tight for $2,000 is like they wiped their ass with that. People don't understand. A ball player once told me we were sitting down one day. We were just shooting the shit in the locker room in AAA, and he had a pretty big contract. He was ready to go up now, and he was going to have a good major league career. And he says, just think of it like this, Joe. You got a nice condo. Okay, let's say you pay $1,000 for the condo, but the team pays for that for your home while you're working baseball. He goes, and the manager, the coach got. He goes, but we go when you start making. Let's say now your income increased by 20 times what you're making today. So it's only natural that now you're going to go from $1,000 place to a $10,000 place because you're making 20 times more, and that's just how it works. You're not satisfied no more. So now I'm going to be because I'll have to pay $10,000 a month for a condo, and it's going to be like nothing because I'm making 20. When you look at it like that, it's true. When you start, you don't. You just when you're in that life or an actor or a sports athlete, it's just goes hand in hand. It's like look at Alex Rodriguez. He was forbidden because when he was there with Buck Shaw, because Buck didn't want him wearing those fancy. All the Latino ball players, they would wear those zoot suits, the funny colors, the different glowing color. He wouldn't allow them on the team plane. You don't come dressed like that at plane. You come with a proper suit or a jacket with a proper, like you're going to a courtroom. You understand? You want to wear those costumes? You guys get to the ballpark. We'll see you there. He would throw them off the plane. And that's why Alex got his own contract with a personal jet. And the 5 or 6 Latinos, they were flown with Alex to the ballpark on his jet that he paid for. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy there with Buck Showalter. So I mean, I understand that. So it's like you're supposed to evolve. People are supposed to. I'm technically a grandfather of senior citizens coming to my senior year. I'm supposed to already been involved. I'm supposed to be a nice person. I'm supposed to put my past to the past. If I did anything where I did crimes, I'm supposed to repent from that, do my time, never do things bad again, and evolve to be a decent human being in society. But here's the thing: people don't realize a lot of people that are senior citizens today might have been a bad hombre in their 20s. They could have been a gangster. They could have been that evolved for the part that they are now. Everything a human being does in life is what makes that fucking person to be the person he is in a good way. So I'm grateful no matter what mistake I made. It built me character. It built me my stamina, my balls to be able to not be afraid or back down from nobody. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks of me. I used to let everything bother me with this fucking internet. And I look back the last couple months and say, where the fuck am I going with this? Because I never would let city ass motherfucking nobodies that hide with a skirt, with a dick under the skirt, that they got a pussy under there, and they fucking sit there and they get tough, really big tough guys when they punch that keyboard who will never show their face. That's why on Saturday I told them, strike my fucking channel. I told you strike my channel. You want to know what? They won't because they'll have to show me who they are, and they're cowards. Cowards won't fucking
They're
act.
most likely using a fake name.
Okay, so I'm not
But
worried
we
about
have
that.
something new, Joey. We have something new.
As far as I'm concerned, if people want to know why I ain't talking about, I promised them I was taking it. I gave them fair warning. I did take it, and I did the right thing because it was wrong to do that, and I gave it back because it was wrong morally to do that. And that's the end of it. I don't care what. I hope they prosper, they grow, because they got one of the greatest names as their. Or here's the good part. If I really am the rottenest motherfucker in the world and I'm nothing but a fucking two-bit fucking lying piece of shit criminal, they are using that name, which is going to attach themselves to them, and they're going to have the stink that I've created or the Catalanas have created for the last 100 years. So I bless them to continue what they're doing. That's fine, because it's all going to. They want to call themselves the Catalana. God bless you. But remember, a lot of bad's been done in this fucking lifetime and the lifetime before with a lot of bad. And you're proud to carry that name. Good luck when it attaches yourself to you. And you'll be with the curse and be right there with me, fucking trying to go, what the fuck just happened? So I bless you. Good luck with that. And that's all I got to say about them. I thought about that. These fucking guys, they call me scumbag. They call me a criminal. So they're attaching themselves to that name. God bless you for being the dumbest. Fuck, you took a real good name to fucking attach yourself to, because it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm gonna laugh at you when you get called to the carpet or maybe fucking indicted for something that a Catalano did. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna laugh, and I'm gonna be at your fucking trial, and I'm gonna laugh. Go get him, Catalano. Go get him.
Yeah, we got him right now. Hold on, Joey. Hold on. Don't say nothing.
Have you seen a fruity cupcake? This one is queer and overbaked, a boring and blundering soul, driving to his next glory hole. Cupcake kisses so many balls that he's always gasping for air. Laughs out loud with a lisp and sneer. He's the gayest clown in the Dabblesphere. Crippled brain, crippled crotch, crippled dumb little twits. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Crippled sense of humor, idiots with no wit. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Look at all these losers.
And Lou, what you wrote me, I don't care. That's fine with me, but do it because you want to do it, not because you're doing it for certain people that you don't need to worry about. You want to do that, I'm off. I back you 110%. You understand? It says, I don't need to do it. You know how to do it. Do it. Just don't do it for that reason. Do it because Lou wants to do it. You understand?
I don't know what we're talking about, but okay.
What you wrote me in the private message.
That was the other day.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. That's how much I pay attention, Lou.
I know. But did you enjoy this new video?
I did. Is this another one of our great videos by our friend Luke of the Vine?
Dude, he literally just sent it to me, and I just
Luke,
had
we love
no
you,
clue
brother.
what it was
God
in
bless
it.
you,
Oh
brother.
my God, I gotta play it again just for you.
And I want to make some announcements. Please. Base Bill has done some great stuff the last couple of days. Please go check out and support him. Luke Devine, look if you want to get Luke involved and need to do some work. I'm sure he'll work out a good price. The same with Base Bill. Use these men. They're family men. They make extra money to support their families, to put away for their
He
families.
literally hit you with
A
song
gonna go
about
for good
a
things.
pineapple, a song about a roach, and now cupcake in the glory hole. Here you go, repeat.
Have you seen a fruity cupcake? This one is queer and overbaked, a boring and blundering soul, driving to his next glory hole. Cupcake kisses so many balls that he's always gasping for air. Laughs out loud with a lisp and sneer. He's the gayest clown in the Dabblesphere. Crippled brain, crippled crotch, crippled dumb little twits.
Good evening, Bobby.
Catalano's crippled clown clips.
Milano's
Crippled sense of humor. Idiots with no wit. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Look at all these losers.
And Chinga tu Madre with the $1.99 comes in with the Terrible Life Advice Show with Joey C. Thank you for that, Chinga tu Madre. What's going on, Bobby? How you doing today, brother? I see you having a bad day. Hope all is well in the Canadian sphere. Can't be all that bad. Mods are killing this chat and channel. If you think that, Dale, if you think that. It's okay, Dale. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, look, they decided to go live again. Catalano, crippled clown clips. Where the fuck this guy go? Gonna fucking take off? What did I send him the other day? Oh, well, that's Jesus Christ. Wow, he was
Hey,
talking
Lou,
about
I'm
that.
back. That was hilarious, Lou. That's good, great. Those are funny, man. So this is where I'm at. I mean, this is about where I'm headed, and I'm gonna do this because I need to do it, and I've got to fix. I'm gonna get to I'm gonna close the door of everything that has haunted me and things that I've done that are coming back from my past. I'm gonna close that door, seal it the proper way, and I'm gonna evolve into what I'm supposed to become now as I get ready to be 60 in December. And there's nothing going to stop me, and nothing that nobody could say.
I mean, you
Because
got to do what you got to do for you. At
exactly,
the
and
end of
that's
the
it. At the end of the day, it's going to be me taking care of me first, foremost. So that's what it's going to be. So, and I don't. It doesn't matter. I'll be whether the ride's going to be rough or it's going to be smooth. I don't care either way, as long as I know that I'm accountable. There's things that I have to go back that I might have forgot that I maybe have to go fix that. You understand? Maybe there's just things that maybe there's just a friendly knock on the door to somebody that might be my age now that still lives there that I might have to apologize to and say, it could have went. There's a lot of things I got to do, and I'm going to do that because at the end of the day, no matter what people think of me, just remember, everybody, the Catalano name could be good or bad. And the people that want to ride that ride with the Catalano, just remember, it comes with the good and the bad. So be prepared. You never know what might come your way because you represent yourself as a Catalano now. So be prepared. I just hope you're strong enough because you never know. A lot still not been told. A lot of things that may come out. And the first person people are going to look at it, if everybody that's got that Catalano name under them, that's associated to me. And you guys are my new
Oh,
cousins. You guys have
thank
become
you.
my cousins now, and I will tell everybody that's my cousin's channel, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. And that includes anybody that comes back, whether it's in the interrogation room or not.
Yo,
Catalano
Ozone.
Network is now part of the family, the Catalano crime family. Thank you, Lou, and that's it. That's all I can say on that. There you wanted to.
Joey is retiring.
on
Doing a retirement speech for the
Guess what?
57th consecutive.
Welcome to the family, and that's the best it's going to get. So I hope that these gentlemen, and I'm going to call them gentlemen, are smart like they say they are, because I don't think they're going to be too smart when they get called in for some questioning, and they're going to be like scratching their fucking. Why am I here? I'm just a fucking troll. I don't fucking give a shit. Well, no. You want to integrate with the Catalanos? You said it yourself. We have it on tape. We have it on tape. And I thought about it. The way I've been going about it has been so wrong. I don't have to embrace you. I don't have to like you. But you are officially blood relatives now. And that carries good and bad. Be prepared. And that's all I can tell you. Just be stand-up guys. When you get called in for questioning for something that might have been done, handle it the way a Catalano should. If you don't, look out. If they suspect that you're scared or you're lying because you don't know what to do, then take the consequences. have a good fun with it. Have a good run with it. But I'm seriously, I would give that some serious thought. But you signed, sealed, and delivered that you are the man. You are the catalog. You're the real catalog network. Good luck with that. I just signed over to my cousins. Right? Who I don't know. We don't know. They could be.
Keep your butthole tight.
Yeah, that's right. Keep it. I thought about I handled this the fucking wrong way the last month and a half. And I into the criminal empire of the Catalano crime family. God bless you guys. Welcome aboard. We'll have blood ceremonies coming up in the future. All right, Lou, I'm out of here. And
want to go?
Yeah, I want to go. Why? What else is there to talk about?
Nothing. Fine by me.
Then. End
Before
it.
you go,
huh?
Ozone thinks this is why you won't have CatalanoCon.
Oh, there will be CatalanoCon. Trust me. Whatever Ozone thinks, that's fine with me. He's entitled to his opinion. Well, don't worry.
Miss Kitty's in the house.
Who's in the house?
Miss Kitty's in the house.
Hi, Miss Kitty. Welcome, but sorry we're ending it. Welcome. We love you. Take care, everybody. You know, this is a fake wrench, huh? Mr. Chat Wrench. That's a fake wrench.
Tubby. That's
Tubby. Yeah, hey, Tubby. Tubby's all right. I will always say Tubby's a good guy. All right, we'll see you Wednesday. Maybe. I don't know. We'll definitely see you through the month of April and May for sure. Have a good evening. Go over now and watch that. Go watch all the Cripple Clowns. They start in 5 minutes. If you want to get a bunch of satire lies, go over to that channel and enjoy it. Take care.
Have you seen
a Ying Bing? I said hello.
This one is queer and overbaked, a boring and blundering soul, driving to his next glory hole. Cupcake kisses so many balls that he's always gasping for air. Laughs out loud with a lisp and sneer. He's the gayest clown in the Dabblesphere. Crippled brain, crippled crotch, crippled dumb little twits. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Crippled sense of humor, idiots with no wit. Catalano's crippled clown clips. Look at all these losers